Everything you've been told about who invented the weekend is wrong. Think about your last Saturday. Maybe you slept in, grabbed brunch, binged a show. Now imagine that didn't exist. No Saturday off, no Sunday to recover, just work. Forever. You've probably heard Henry Ford invented the weekend, and yeah, he's part of the story. But here's what they didn't tell you in history class. The weekend you enjoyed last week? It was invented by 3 groups of people you've never heard of, and one of them did it 18 years before Ford. This is the true story of who actually gave you your freedom. Let's go back. It's 1870. You live in America. You work in a factory. 6 a.m., you clock in. You won't see daylight again until 8 p.m. 14 hours. Breathing in toxic fumes, operating dangerous machinery, watching children, actual children doing the same. 6 days a week, every week. No vacation, no sick days, no weekends. Now imagine you in that factory. Your hands are calloused and bleeding. You haven't seen your kids awake in 3 days. You collapse into bed, and 4 hours later, the whistle blows again. This wasn't some distant nightmare. This was life for millions of Americans. Your great-great-grandparents might have lived this. But something was brewing, and it started with people who refused to accept this as normal. 1866. Most people don't know this date, but you should. The National Labor Union, a group of workers who'd had enough, made the first national call for an 8-hour workday. Not 8-hour days with weekends off, just 8 hours instead of 14. The factory owners laughed at them. The workers fought back. Strikes, protests, thousands of people flooding the streets, demanding to be treated like human beings. May 4th, 1886, Chicago, Haymarket Square. A peaceful labor rally turned into a massacre. Someone threw a bomb. Police opened fire. Workers died in the street. They died fighting for the 8-hour day, for you to have time to live. But there's something nobody talks about. 1908. A cotton mill in New England does something revolutionary. There's a large community of Jewish workers at this mill, and they observe Shabbat, their Sabbath, from Friday evening through Saturday evening. They can't work. The mill owner makes a decision that'll change everything. He gives them Friday afternoon and Saturday off. And to keep it fair, he gives everyone the same schedule. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the first 5-day work week in American history. 18 years before Henry Ford. Religious freedom and workers' rights colliding to create something beautiful. But most history books? They skip right over this. If you're realizing right now that history is way more complicated than you thought, hit that like button and subscribe, because we're digging up the stories they don't tell you. All right, back to the story. If the 5-day week existed in 1908, why does everyone credit Henry Ford? Because Ford did something nobody expected. He made it mainstream. 1926, Ford Motor Company. Henry Ford is already famous. He revolutionized the assembly line, made cars affordable. But his workers? They're exhausted. Turnover is insane. People quit constantly. And Ford realizes something. Tired workers make mistakes. Mistakes cost money. But there was more to it. If his workers have free time, they'll spend money on cars. On his cars. So on May 1st, 1926, Ford does the unthinkable. He announces a 5-day, 40-hour work week with no pay cut. Imagine your boss walking in tomorrow and saying, "You're working one less day and I'm paying you the same." You'd think it's a prank, right? Other industrialists thought Ford lost his mind. They called him a socialist, a traitor to capitalism. But Ford didn't care. Ford wasn't a saint. He wasn't doing this out of the goodness of his heart. This was business. Pure, calculated business. He understood something revolutionary. Happy, rested workers are productive workers, and workers with free time become consumers. Was it exploitation? Was it genius? Maybe both. But it worked. Ford's move sent shockwaves through American industry. Other companies started following suit, not because they wanted to, because they had to compete for workers. But it still wasn't law. You could still be forced to work 7 days a week if your boss wanted. Until 1938, the Fair Labor Standards Act. After 70 years of strikes, protests, deaths, and fights, the 40-hour work week became federal law. By 1940, the weekend as we know it existed across America. Saturday and Sunday. Your Saturday and Sunday. Born from the sweat and blood of union workers, the faith of Jewish mill workers, and the business savvy of an industrialist who saw an opportunity. It took 74 years, 3 generations of fighters, but they won. Next time you're enjoying a lazy Sunday morning, remember this. Someone fought for that. Someone died for that. Someone had the courage to say, we deserve more than this. And the conversation isn't over. Right now, companies around the world are experimenting with 4-day work weeks. Some are seeing better productivity, happier workers, same profits. Sound familiar? Makes you wonder, is the 5-day week the end of the story, or just another chapter? What would your great-great-grandchildren say about how we work today? Would they look back and think, wow, they really had it figured out? Or would they wonder why we accepted 40 hours as normal? The weekend wasn't inevitable. It was invented by people who refused to accept the way things were. If this story changed how you see your weekend, let me know in the comments. What would you fight for in the workplace today? Remote work? 4-day weeks? I want to hear from you. And if you want more hidden histories like this, stories about the everyday things we take for granted, hit that subscribe button. We've got a lot more to uncover. Every picture has a tale, and we're here to frame it. Thanks for watching.